Hello, and welcome to your weekly juice tips and advice on how to boost your confidence, conquer self doubt, and keep you pumped all week. I'm Louisa Jewell, author of Wire Your Brain for Confidence: The Science of Conquering Self Doubt. And today I want to talk to you about the highlights of the Canadian Positive Psychology Association Conference, which just happened last week, May 23rd to 25th, 2018, in Toronto. It is so incredible to bring together researchers and practitioners from all over the world to talk about how to improve everyone's well-being. It is truly a magical 3 days. And I always come off feeling really high off of those 3 days. And my head is filled with incredible ideas afterwards. It's just a great experience. It's a reminder of the organization. I spent many years building the organization with a small team of people, and it's amazing to see it grow and flourish. So that's why I've been away for a couple of days or a couple of weeks from my weekly juice because I've been busy with the conference, but I am back. So I want to talk about three interesting things that I took away from well, there's amazing, interesting things, but I want to talk to you about three things today. So first of all, we had a lot of talk about the body and positive psychology. So, if you take a look at Martin Seligman's PERMA well-being model, positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and positive accomplishment, PERMA. We always used to talk about Marty, talk with Marty and say it's very neck up. All of those things are very neck up strategies. And what about the body? How does the body factor into our psychological well-being and our happiness? And so it was great to see so many speakers at our conference, particularly Kate Heffron, who came all the way from the University of East London to speak about embodied cognition, how our awareness of our bodies, how we feel about our bodies, how we move our bodies, how we position our bodies, how does that all factor into our well-being? And one thing she talked about was positive body image. And she says it's not enough just to say, I don't hate my body. We have to say, I love my body. And actually, when they research and find people who actually have a positive body image, they actually feel good about themselves and their bodies, that they actually are happier and they enjoy higher levels of well-being. So love your body. We also had Elaine O'Brien, who talked about positive psychology and medicine and what medical doctors are doing to incorporate some of the emotional sides. How does our emotional well-being factor into our physical health, and what are doctors doing to to promote that, to factor that in to how they're dealing with patients and how they diagnose patients. The second thing I want to talk about is we also had a number of people talking about happiness research. So did you know that there's actually a Canadian Index of Well-Being? So there are people out there who are measuring our well-being, and they did find, for example, that people are less happy when they live in a big city, a little bit happier when they're outside of the city. And then when they're in remote parts, not as happy. So it's kind of interesting to see the differences. So we asked, does that have to do with nature? Perhaps if you're outside the city, you're more surrounded with nature. And we also heard from Holly Ann Passmore, who talked a lot about nature therapy and how much being in nature can improve our well-being. So we do know that when people are outside in nature, and when they also can look out their windows and see nature, they actually heal better, they actually learn better, they perform better. So we know that definitely being in nature does affect that. So really interesting stuff. Bill Craig, our new Canadian Positive Psychology president, has also talked about how he wants to now take all of this information about Canadian well-being and work on it and say, how can we improve the well-being of all Canadians? So really excited to see next steps for Canadian Positive Psychology Association and what they're going to do to improve the well-being of all Canadians. And finally, also, the third thing I want to talk about that I took away, again, I took away so much, but this was really interesting. Um, I attended a talk by Itai Itzven. He's from Europe. Itai has spoken at several of our conferences. He's got incredible research. And he talked about kind of the upside of the downside, which is really about, we always think that we have to be having positive experiences and be happy all the time. And that really, positive psychology is about culling positive emotions all the time. And what he talked about is that sometimes we can have tremendous growth and incredible experiences, even from negative things that happen in our lives. Or, we're training for a marathon, for example. It can be grueling, it can be difficult. Actually, running a marathon can be grueling and difficult. And yet we emerge feeling like we are transformed, feeling like we are new people. And so he talked a lot about how to embrace all parts of life, because all parts of life are beautiful, no matter how they unfold. So I thought that was an incredible message. So we are probably going to highlight a lot more after the conference, and I'm so grateful to all of our speakers who came again from all over the world to share their incredible knowledge. Susie and James Pawelski, who spoke about their new book, Happy Together. John Helliwell, who spoke about Canadian well-being. We also had Tom Rath, who spoke about how, we need to be focused on our own well-being so that we can also contribute to the well-being of others. And how can we gift, how can we give to others of ourselves? And what an incredible gift that is. He was so inspirational. And we had Ryan Nemec talking about character strengths and some of the new research in character strengths. So fascinating, so interesting. So if you missed it, you'll have an opportunity in a couple of years. Anyway, if you have any questions about it, or if you want to know more, please do reach out to me, louisa@louisajewel.com. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. And for more weekly tips and advice on how to boost your confidence and conquer self-doubt, you can sign up for my newsletter. And in the meantime, so I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, go kick some butt. All right. See you next time.